everybody. Dan Illman, Mike here. The DRF race of the day for Sunday, December the 18th, race number 10 at Los Alamitos. It's the $100,000 King Gloria Stakes. 2-year-olds going a mile. This race for Calbred or sired runners. Let's take a look at this field. You can scan the QR code for race of the day access on mobile. The horse they're all going to have to beat was just B10 at a short price. That's the number 1, Give Her Not a Taker, although that horse had some excuses that day.
Yeah, it feels like he did have, or he did have an excuse or two in the most recent start. Even though he had the lead in the stretch, Dan, I guess he rates the benefit of the doubt. He's run, a couple of really nice races. I'm a little concerned that, more distance may not help this horse, but I do think he's way the horse to beat.
We'll throw up the Timeform US pace projector. Please focus. The number 3 has shown speed in his last 2 races, but those races were on turf. I think he'll be up close to the pace. I think Belly Up will be there. I do think the number 2 Geezer, who's riding a 3-race win streak, I think he can tuck in behind the speeds and maybe get the jump on the favorite.
Yeah, maybe he pulls the right kind of trip in here. I didn't really think the 1, though, Dan, was going to be that far away in this race as he stretches out from the rail in here. It's not like he's slow early. He's supposed to be up close.
Give Her Not a Taker, again, was beaten last time out of the big favorite in the Golden State Juvenile, but he took a big bobble leaving the gate. He was wide all the way around the track. And as we turn into the stretch, he is going to make the lead. He's up by 2 turning for home, and it looks like Give Her Not a Taker is going to overcome the trouble that befell him early. He's just going to get a little bit tired at the end of this race. The third finisher came back to run second with a 76 buyer.
Yeah, I mean, he just can't. He gets a little tired here. And the other thing that I think it's at least worth pointing out, Dan, aside from all the trouble that you've already noted, the horse that runs him down, there's nothing wrong with that horse. He's won 3 of his last 4 starts. He just recently won the Gold Rush at Golden Gate with a 74 buyer. That horse is pretty good. And he just had a better trip that day and came running.
The only 3-time winner in the field's up next. That's the number 2, Geezer, I believe named after you. He won his last race, a first-level Calbred allowance, and I like how he did it. From off the pace, he came outside, he scores at 4-5. The buyer speed figures are going the right way. We'll see if he gets the mile.
Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't be able to get the mile. He's run pretty well, especially in his last 2 starts, Dan. This horse has a little bit of ability. He's dead game to hold on in this race. The stretch out, maybe the stretch out will get him beat. I don't think I would bet the race that way. If I liked him off of the last 2 wins at 6 furlongs, I'd just take him right back.
Please focus. We know can get the mile. He did it last time out, but that race was on the turf at Del Mar in a race in which he was able to get to the front, back down the fractions, and sprint on home. It was a promising performance for a turf horse. His 2 dirt lines, he showed speed, but nothing much more than speed.
Listen, maybe maybe it wasn't just the turf that helped him, Dan. Maybe it was just more distance that really got this horse to straighten his act out. I don't know, man. I kind of feel like it was the turf, though. To me, he looks like a totally different horse on that surface.
Give Her Not a Taker beat this horse 32 lengths in their respective debuts. Belly Up is up next. This horse really improved second time out for trainer Michael McCarthy, a July foal. Maybe this horse just needed a little bit of extra time to find himself. Here's Belly Up's first race on dirt, his second lifetime start at Del Mar. He showed improved speed. And listen, doesn't he look like he's in hot water right here at the 3/16? But he is extremely game, and the rail doesn't faze him. He professionally wins.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I kind of feel like the way that he got the job done here, Dan, it just might not have been a very good field. I mean, but he did show improved speed here. He did take a lot of pressure, and he did battle back pretty bravely in there. I do think he's going to be able to stretch out as well. I don't know. I kind of like that win last time. I do think he's interested in here. I want to see what kind of price he is first.
The 5 is Crypto Ride. He has a victory at Los Alamitos in this race when they dropped him back to a $50,000 Calbred maiden seller. He was listed as a gelding for this spot. He's on the outside right now with a clear run, and he's going to grind his way to the front.
Yeah, I like that he has a win over this track. Sometimes that can be an advantage. It's also worth noting that he debuted on the dirt here and looked like he really needed that race. He was green early and made up a lot of ground in there. So those things are both, I guess, positives, Dan. They're also both maiden claiming races, and it feels like he's taken a pretty significant step up here.
The 6 is Amigo GA, who's been beaten by a few of these horses and has the unfortunate bad habit right now of being slow from the gate. That being said, he's stretching out and he does have a pedigree that indicates maybe extra distance will help.
Yeah, he certainly does. I actually liked his debut. I know that was another maiden claiming race. I actually thought he ran pretty well in there and won it under strong handling. I don't like his 2 races since then that much, and he's already lost to a couple of horses who are back in here.
Merit Song, the number 7, has already raced in a couple of Calbred Stakes races to no avail sprinting. They put him in an open starter optional last time out. Really didn't see much of an excuse that day, Mike. The 6th place horse did come back to win an open 20 claimer with a 57 buyer.
Yeah, I agree with all that, Dan. I just don't really, I thought this horse was really, really hard to make a case for. He hasn't really done that much in his last 3 starts.
Tom and Jazzy completes the field, a horse that improved stretching out in distance, but was it the distance or was it moving to the turf? He does have turf pedigree. He was a big price that day, and he'll be a big price yet again.
Yeah, to me, that was another one where the improvement, well, it could have been about the distance. It was all about the surface, Dan. He's bred to be a turf horse. They got him onto that surface last time, and he improved.
Let's take a look at our top picks for Sunday's race of the day, the $100,000 King Glorious Stakes. Give or not a taker, just looks like the horse to beat. I just hoping for a clean trip. 2 turns, not too worried about it.
Yeah, me either. I just felt like this was the right spot for him, and I didn't like anybody else enough to really want to take a shot, a real serious shot against him. Dan, Belly Up was the other horse for me. I couldn't talk myself into him.
1423 for Mike, 1246 for me. It's the King Glorious, your Sunday race of the day at Los Alamitos Racecourse. Best of luck.